And many people choose to have a hyper-realistic 3D nipple tattooed by me.
You've been on Sky News, BBC News,
Yes.
GB News.
Yes.
I don't know what you think about this, but apparently you're the best in the world at what you do.
Everything about how my business is growing rotates around the fact that I am so passionate. I think everybody has a purpose, and it really is a case of just digging deep. What do you love? What is a business if someone can't walk in and look you in the eye and trust you?
What are some of your biggest mistakes that you've made in the business?
For me, business excellence is fulfilling what my client needs to the highest possible standard.
There might be some secret ingredient there. It's not about your business, it's about benefiting the industry or benefiting the consumer.
Absolutely.
Is that what you wanted to stand for?
Oh, 100%. This isn't about bringing in the money. This is about making a difference to people. That's it.
Okay, Terri, we're going to talk about having a purpose-driven business. And because that's what you've got. But first question, what is your purpose?
My purpose is to restore people's confidence and self-esteem through the art of illusion tattooing.
The art of illusion tattooing to restore confidence.
Yeah.
You know, the listeners listening right now, they obviously they don't know what you do. So what's illusion tattooing?
So illusion tattooing is usually post-medical tattooing, so post-operative tattooing, such as the thing that I specialise in is nipple tattooing, which is carried out for male and female post-breast cancer and post-mastectomy. So usually when you have a mastectomy, you don't have nipples anymore. So, you know, that can really be hugely impactful upon your confidence and your self-esteem and mental health. And many people choose to have a hyper-realistic 3D nipple tattooed by me.
Hyper-realistic?
Hyper. We're talking little glands that represent the Montgomery glands, the detailing in the nipple, veins. I make it look like a real nipple.
Yeah, so much so that online, actually, they refuse to put your images up because they think they're real.
That's right, yeah. It actually even happened this morning. I woke up this morning to a post from Meta saying that one of my videos that had been posted about 2 months ago has been deleted, and my content therefore cannot be shared publicly because my page has now got kind of like a block on it. So I've had this battle with Meta for years, and I've been on the news debating about it.
You've been on Sky News,
Yes.
BBC News,
Yes.
GB News.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
You totally have. So you give people back the confidence.
Yes, I do.
Why did you choose to do this?
So I'm a tattoo artist by trade, and I've been tattooing for 18 years. And I don't know when it was. Maybe let's say 8 years ago. I had some people, some ladies come to me that had had nipple tattoos done on the NHS. It is something that the NHS offer. But unfortunately, as much as I love the NHS, the nipple tattooing services are substandard. They are, I don't believe they're acceptable. And as a hyper-realistic artist, you know, I specialise in portraiture, you know, whether that be animals, florals, botanicals, things like that. These people came to me and said, look, we've seen the work that you do. We think you'd be really good at tattooing nipples. Please, can you help us? And I never even knew it was a thing. I think, you know, maybe I'd seen it a couple of times, but just didn't realise how much of a need there was for it. And I researched it and said to these ladies, okay, I'll take it on and do it. And I carried out these nipple tattoos on them. I think quite naively, they turned out fantastic, which was very lucky because I then realised that there was a whole world out there that I needed to learn more about. So, do you know what? A couple more years went past and I felt like something was missing from my career. You know, I love what I do. I put a lot of emotion into everything, but for some reason, I didn't feel like I was giving back. And you know what happened? I went to a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within. I did the fire walk.
When was that?
2017.
So you did the fire walk.
Did the fire walk. And you know, he has a day when it's like the day when you have your, I can't remember what they call it. It's like your breakthrough day. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
You have your breakthrough day. And I was like, I don't know what this is going to be about, because I don't feel like anything is going to, I know why I'm here. Like, you know, I enjoy tattooing. I don't know. I'm just here to hang around and have a good time. And then I had this massive breakthrough at Tony Robbins, which was that I needed this purpose. And the purpose was that I was going to help people by giving them good quality nipple tattoos. And yeah, I honestly can say that was hand on heart down to the Tony Robbins thing that happened. So,
and that was that Unleash the Giant Within?
Unleash the Power Within.
Unleash the Power Within.
That's it.
He's got that in a book as well, hasn't he? So
yes.
Listeners can also get that
yes.
in one of his books. So
yes.
It is called that title as well. All right. So what you've actually got, though, is a purpose-driven now, fueled with that passion and love and sincerity from yourself, with a really specific niche.
Yeah, very specific. And actually, it goes even more specific than that, because I'm also, apparently, the statistic is one of only 10 people in the world to offer phalloplasty tattooing, which is a type of tattooing for people that have transitioned from a female to a male.
Yep.
And they've had a phallus created, and it actually doesn't look like a real phallus. Yep. So I tattoo it to make it look hyper-realistic. And with the surgeries and that, and the advances that are going on right now, you know, to be able to offer that tattooing in this day and age is just incredible. So I've recently had a client travel over from Sweden to have it done by me, which is amazing. So the niche deepens.
The niche does deepen. So you are actually 1 in 10, you said, that's doing that in the world.
Yeah,
is that right?
Apparently.
Is it to that level, or is there only 10 people doing it?
Well, I've heard there's only 10 people actually offering this service. So, and that was by the person that trained me to do it. So, you know, I suppose it's hard to find that exact number.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research before this, and I don't know what you think about this, but apparently you're the best in the world at what you do. Is that true?
Do you know what? This is something I've been working on. I would probably say I offer some of the best in the world. I'm working on saying I am the best because I think you always need to aspire and have people to look up to. Otherwise, you know, I don't know. I would never say I'm the best.
Though you've got a significant skill. All right, so you're highly skilled, and also from your business now, you are looking at teaching other people to do that skill as well.
That's right.
To your level and beyond.
Yeah, I think I've always had the drive to bring on the next generation of people, and it doesn't stop with me. In the not so distant future, I'll be too old to do this. Therefore, you know, there'll be people out there that will be way better and will even teach me things. So there's a bit of a funny line here with teaching within this industry, because a lot of people offer 2 or 3 day courses within medical tattooing, and I don't agree with that. You know, a tattoo apprenticeship in general for a decorative tattoo can take 3 years plus. And for some reason, people think that's okay just to do a 3-day course in tattooing areas of the body where they've potentially had serious scarring, necrosis, radiotherapy, things like that. So that personally, I believe, takes way longer. So I have a plan, yes, for training. And the idea is that, you know, I'm not going to be able to help many people myself. I really want there to be an army of people helping everybody. It's not about me. It's about the people that need these services the most.
Yeah, look, which is part of your passion. Now, if I just go back, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, you mentioned giving back, you know, and especially from the lesson that you got from Tony Robbins. Why is that so important to you?
Because I feel like I'm just born this way. You know, I was raised that, you know, if we have a gift, then we have to give that back to people. It's not just about me making money from a business. I need to have worth, and that comes from helping other people that kind of can sometimes be a bit of a selfish thing. Like, you know, I get a lot of joy from giving back to people, but without having that, I feel like I would have no purpose.
There is a paradox there, isn't there? You can actually get to, oh, it must be selfish then, the fact that I want to help other people. We're not going there because I don't believe that for a second. No, but you're fueled by giving back and giving people confidence, and you feel good off the back of it. What impact is that having on your business growth?
Oh, I think everything about how my business is growing rotates around the fact that I am so passionate and that we're giving back. There is a difficulty that I'm finding is how to work out how to give back without it then becoming a free service. You know, there is always going to be that sort of thing in your mind, whereas, you know, a surgeon is saving somebody's life, yet they're getting paid for it. So I do have to battle with that sometimes, but I'm doing lots of research at the minute in how we can make tattooing, this medical tattooing, more affordable. You know, right now I feel like it's quite an expensive thing to have done, and I do feel like that shouldn't be the case. Why is it that you know, potentially poorer people shouldn't be able to have a really good quality nipple tattoo? So this is where I'm focusing a lot of my time right now, in trying to work out how we can get some of that money back into all walks of life.
Yeah, well, look, keep going through that battle, because you're doing a really good thing.
Thank
and people
you.
definitely want and need this. So you talked about the impact is huge because it's your passion. Where is your passion coming from here?
Where does it come from? I've just seen so many badly done medical tattoos. I think that's where it really comes from. I just truly believe it's not acceptable for people to offer substandard permanent procedures. I don't believe you'd go to a surgeon and go, oh, he's cheap, that's fine, I'll get it done with him, you know. That really sort of touches something within my heart, and I know that I can do something way better than that. That's what the drive is. You know, when someone stands in front of you and they can't even bear to look at themselves in the mirror because their body let them down, or they potentially were so close to losing their life and never seeing their families again, and they're crying at you, begging you to help them. That is genuinely what we're talking about here. It honestly touches me so much that is my calling. That's what I have to do.
How important are the standards then, the quality of, for example, a nipple tattoo from your customers? So important. And, you know, unfortunately, I have to educate the clients because they don't know what the standard should be. You know, if a person has never searched really deeply for the level of work they can achieve, you know, they'll feel happy with just a little bit of pigmentation put into their breast, which looks like a nipple, or looks like a phallus, and that's not acceptable. So I feel like it's part of my job to educate the people. So, you know, by getting on the news as I have done, and show the standard of work that needs to be set as the absolute minimum, then that's going to be raising the standard worldwide. And that, to me, is the most important thing. It's not acceptable to have a rubbish looking body part, you know. What kind of reaction do you get once you've completed a tattoo?
You know, it's always sheer joy, but often, you know, people can't really. It's not like you always look in the mirror and then straight away you're like, wow, this is amazing, this is what I always wanted. Bearing in mind that we're talking about people that have found it difficult to look in the mirror for the past 5-10 years. So when they look in the mirror, often it is going to take time. And I've even had, I tattooed a doctor, and she needed to take 2 weeks before she could look at herself in the mirror. So she said, I promise I'm happy with what you've done, but I can't quite look at it just yet. So I'll message you in a couple of weeks' time. And that is, it's a process, and it can be, it's always rewarding, but it's not, you know, it's not like decorative tattooing where you look in the mirror and there's a beautiful portrait of your son or something like that, straight away it's amazing. You know, this is a bit more of an ongoing thing.
Do you do that anymore, or have you just completely niched?
I do, because I'm a creative and I need to have that creative outlet. And nipple tattooing, phallus tattooing, and even I do scalp tattooing for hair loss.
It's really common now, that one.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's like a whole different thing, talking about men and, you know, receding hairlines and things like that. I am so passionate about making sure that men feel they have an option, you know. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but when, you know, if a man is receding or losing their hair, which is called male pattern baldness, they might go to their friends and say, this would never happen. They would never go to their friends in a pub and say, I'm feeling really down because I'm losing my hair. Because their friends would probably go, what are you on about? Oh my God, that's stupid. But actually...
But they feel it inside.
Yeah, right. And for a woman, you know, I could go to my friends and say, I'm feeling a bit, you know, not very confident about this part of me or that part of me. And we've got options to talk to each other. We've got options to go and change those things. But for men, even this day that we're in now, this day and age, I don't feel like men are able to confide in their friends about things like that. So that's another campaign there.
So where are people are going to want to go and look at what you're talking about here on your website? I'm guessing on your website is the best place to look.
Yes, it is.
So where do they go?
www.thekiri.com.
That's a K-I-R-A.
K-I-R-I.
K-I-R-I. There you go. Terri Benamore, and it's Terri with an I as well.
Terri with an I. Kiri with an
I. All right, so teaching then, you want to teach other people to do this so that you can do it in the masses, yeah?
Yeah.
To your level.
Yeah.
Why do you want that so much?
Because this isn't about me. This is about them. This is about the clients and the people that need to have this done. And I don't want to be like a hero or taking on all this work myself. It's just about making this available to more people. But I know that the standards that I work to, my work ethics, my vision, my mission, my values, everything is the highest of anyone that I know that does this in this industry. Therefore, I feel like I would be very good to teach people and to pass on that knowledge and the passion. It's going to be difficult to find those people, I know, but, you know, I have a goal, and I have a goal to have 20 Kiri clinics around the country.
There we go. You heard it here today, folks. All right, so look, we're talking about a purpose-driven business here. And what would you say to any of the listeners that haven't got that yet? That haven't got that purpose that you've just shared that you've got?
I think everybody has a purpose, and it really is a case of just digging deep, you know. What do you love? When you start talking to somebody, suddenly you'll realise that you can just talk and talk and talk about a certain subject. That's something that you're passionate about. I didn't ever realise that I would be passionate about nipple tattooing and things like that. It just happened. And, you know, COVID happened, and for our industry it was extremely detrimental. To come out the other side with a business was just incredible, because we were closed for a year.
Yeah.
And as a limited company as my tattoo business is, you know, that was a very financially difficult thing for us. And I'll never forget a local breast cancer group contacted me and said they would like for me to do like a little kind of presentation on nipple tattooing, just to kind of teach them about it. And I hadn't done anything or spoken about it for 8 months. And then before, I was thinking, I don't know where this is going to come from, because being locked in lockdown, I genuinely was feeling like so uninspired and kind of trapped. And I remember clicking go on this sort of webinar that I was doing, and went to open my mouth and it all just came out, and I was like, I started crying, because I realised that is a true passion. That didn't need to come from anywhere. I didn't have to think about it. It just came out.
Was the webinar live?
It was live, yes. Yeah,
and
yeah.
What response did you get from crying?
They loved it. They loved it because they just know that I'm a real person. And, you know, I think being relatable is probably the most important thing. One of the biggest reasons I got into what I do is because I had really naughtily had a tattoo done at a young age. And
How young?
2 years below the
That was illegal.
the legal age.
Right.
Yes, I know. But do you know what? I had a great experience, but I felt really intimidated by the people. And they were lovely. They weren't horrible. There was nothing bad about the service that I received. But I was Terri from a small village in Northamptonshire. And these guys were like red hair, tattooed faces, tattoos everywhere, listening to heavy metal. I think one of them even brought out a scorpion in a box to show me. And do you know, I was only 16. And at that young age, I could not understand why, if I had chose to go to them to change my body for the rest of my life, why did I feel so out of place and uncomfortable? Because I know that a doctor or a surgeon wouldn't have made me feel like that. And it triggered something within me. And I, from the age 16, knew that that was my thing. I was going to open a tattoo studio and it was going to be welcoming to all. No one should feel uncomfortable. There's no heavy metal music, you know. I'm just so grateful that they chose to choose us in the first place. So therefore, you know, they need to feel comfortable here.
Look, you're developing a really successful business. You've got great ambitions. How important are those two elements, that you're relatable and that you're welcoming to all?
That is everything. That is literally everything.
Why?
Because what is a business if someone can't walk in and look you in the eye and trust you?
How do you develop that relatedness?
Well, you know, I think for me it's about adapting to that client. You know, if I've got an 18-year-old that comes in, then I might, you know, potentially be slightly different around them, adapt my language, my body language and things like that. A lot of my clients are over 60. They have been through breast cancer. They have never stepped foot in a tattoo studio before. And I need to show them that I'm a human being and not a stereotypical tattooist.
Where did you get this level of empathy from? Because that's what it is, and that is a huge skill.
Is it?
And that leads to success in life. Where do you get your empathy from?
Wow, that is such a hard question. I think seeing wrongdoing has driven that.
Just brainstorm it out. Number one, seeing wrongdoing. What else? Where else do you get it from?
My upbringing.
Okay. Who?
My parents. Yeah, they've always been real people. And my husband is the most incredible people person that I know. We've been together 20 years, by the way, so he has a massive influence on where we are now.
You don't look old enough to be married for 20 years.
We were childhood sweethearts. I wasn't married for 20 years. We've been together for 20 years. Married for 4.
All right.
Yes. But yeah, I honestly think, I don't know.
What is
I don't know.
empathy to you? What is it to you?
Empathy is being relatable, and it's being able to put yourself in someone's shoes. You know, I cry with my clients on a weekly basis, and that is not a put on thing. It comes from somewhere deep within, because I can feel their pain, and that's hard for me to say. I would never say to a client, oh, I understand, because I don't understand, but I'm feeling something deep within there that I'm sure many people wouldn't. That's why I know that this job is right for me. You know, when I talk about it, I can feel my throat changes, my eyes change, I'm glazing over slightly, because it's deep.
Do you know, I asked a few people in my preparation for this, just did a bit of digging, and I phoned up a few people. I said, what can you tell me about Terri? And you know what, one phrase that someone says, you know what? She is proud to laugh and cry with her clients every day.
Absolutely. That is literally
it's
what
not
happens.
Just crying, though. It's the laughter as well.
Yeah, for sure, because it's a celebration. What I'm offering is a celebration. It's not my job to talk to somebody about their cancer. That is not what defines them anymore. They're not that person that had the cancer. They're coming to me for the end of that journey. This is the beginning of the next chapter. This is being able to walk past a mirror and your brain not think, oh my gosh, something's missing. I look different, or to be in a changing room at a gym or a swimming place or whatever, and feel conscious that people are looking at you. My job is to make them not think anymore. So it's actually coming from a place of trying to restore normality for them, and I make that a celebration. You know, this is the beginning of the rest of your life now. You can put that all behind you, and that's huge.
Well, look, you are developing a really good business. Let me just summarize this for a second. You've got a purpose-driven business. You're fueled by that reason why every day. You've got amazing skills. You've got ambition to grow it more, and you've got a system in place to go and train and teach the next 20. You've got empathy as well, which is a significant skill set. Now, how do you manage your time and being ridiculously productive, which I'm told you are, and the listeners want to know because they want to be productive?
Default diary. That is simply it. I plan everything that's going to happen in a week, and that includes the morning time, the evening time, every single thing. I started a default diary a few years back, actually quite a few years ago, just before COVID, and that changed everything for me. I think I was that person that would not class social media as work, and I'd be on that until 11 o'clock at night, and then realise actually, thanks to my coach, that is actually working still. So yeah, the default diary, planning everything. The best thing the best advice I would give is to create a diary based on what you are doing. Write it down. You know, what did I do? How long did it take me to make dinner? How long did it take me to make breakfast? You know, I had a phone call earlier. How long? And then do that for a couple of weeks, and then look at the patterns. Did I need to do that, or could somebody else do that? And that's, I think, where the growth has come from for me, is working out what are the jobs that I don't need to be doing.
Yeah, right. So there's two things. We're going to touch on that part second. The first bit that you mentioned was classing social media as work.
Yeah.
Now, I bet you now that has hit a nerve with a lot of people listening to this. Mm-hmm. So that other people don't class it as work. What would you say to them?
It absolutely is. It is work. You should be classing that as work. It should be a paid for job. It's not okay to work a long day and then to go home and do social media all night. You'll just burn yourself out. I've been there. I burned myself out. You know, luckily for me, I just don't have that part of my brain that goes overload. I'm very, very driven. However, that really impacts on your family, and that's not acceptable. You know, that's not okay. What's the point of living if your family at home are suffering because of your drive that's gone out of control? So it's important to block out that time in a default diary to do your social media. Yeah,
look, you're really resonating there. It's not okay. You said that a few times. It's not okay. Your family and your loved ones need you, yeah? So that is time in work. It's working in the business. What are some of your biggest mistakes that you've made in the business?
The first one, not having a business coach.
Right.
That, I suppose I've twisted that around slightly. That's the best thing I've ever done. But when I didn't seek advice from a coach, because I'm so passion driven and passion fueled, you can very easily end up floating into the clouds. And to have, I really needed to have people to sort of guide me into the right direction, especially as a creative. The sky's the limit in my brain. So I need to hang on a second, slow down. The next biggest thing, I think, was not communicating with my team. So, you know, I began as an artist. I didn't start with a business degree or anything like that. You know, throughout my A-levels and GCSEs and all that I was an artist. My parents are artists as well, although they have careers. They are artists too. And I I feel like I opened a studio because I didn't believe in the ethics and ethos of many of the studios around me. So I just went, I need to have this studio for myself that I can bring up my own values. And business kind of happened around me, and then I needed to learn business. So over the years, I've learned many things the hard way, and communication has been the absolute biggest lesson for me. People need your time. And when I'm trying to grow a business...
How much of your time?
A day a week I need to spend communicating.
Wow. How do you break that down, that day a week? Is it just one full day? Communicate all day long?
No. So I have a manager's meeting with our manager at the studio. I have meetings with my apprentices. So I have decorative tattoo apprentices working with me. And then I communicate with my clients. So I have a specific time in the diary when I'm getting their designs prepared for the next week and liaising with them. So it's all laid out in it.
You're always a week ahead?
Always a week ahead.
In your communication?
Yeah. Friday is the day I'm working on the next week.
Okay, you said get a coach, communicate. What are the other mistakes, and any others?
I think the only other thing I can think of is not hiring a team to do the jobs, trying to do everything myself.
Which is that first point you said about delegating.
Yeah, delegation.
So hiring people and delegating.
Absolutely. It's difficult when you're so passion-fueled to let go.
How did you let go?
Because I realised that that it's not just me that believes in these things. You know, I developed a wonderful recruitment system where we could tell if people had empathy and were able to adapt to situations and communicate on different levels with different clients. And it becomes clear very quickly if people share that the same morals as you do. So yeah, that's how. And my team is phenomenal, like amazing. I trust them with everything.
Well, I bet you do. I mean, look at that phrase. It's not just me that believes in these things.
No.
So that dawned on you, and you developed a recruitment system that was finding out who believes in these things.
Yes. Yeah. It's been fantastic.
Similar levels of empathy and
absolutely, yeah.
Communication.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. But just wonderful, passionate people who everything that I'm saying now, I could guarantee you I could sit them in this seat right now and they'd probably say something very similar. And they would have similar feelings about what we are trying to achieve. And that's with a client, even a client that would just walk in the door just to say hi or just to have a look. They will leave feeling like on top of the world because the team all share that every person that walks in should feel like they're worth $1 million to us, which they are. So,
do you know? I did a podcast with a gentleman named James Circus, and one of his points, he said, it is absolutely critical that you share your experiences in your business journey with people that want to go on the same path, people that want to take that same journey that you're taking, which of course is resonating again here. Is there anything key that you put into your recruitment system which helps you understand if they're sharing these things?
One of the biggest and best things that we did was to ask them to send a 1-minute video. It's not a trick. You can send whatever you want to us. And what it does is it gives us the opportunity just to feel what they're like as a person, their confidence, their ability. They don't.
Do you ask them to talk about why they want the job, or
no.
do you give them send us a 1-minute video on anything you want?
Anything you want. There's no trick here. We give them a few hints and tips. If you want to talk about your hobbies, then you can. And that has been amazing for us because we're a creative business, you know. Yes, there is a very serious side to what we do. But at the end of the day, we're creatives and we're not trying to be medical professionals. So when someone sends you across a creative video showing a bit of humour, yet can still show us that they take things very seriously.
Be careful, you're giving them all the answers here.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm a good judge of character. It's been fantastic to
Yeah.
get people to do that. Really, really exciting. But also we ask them to drop out if they're not feeling like this is them. So we say, you know, this is what we really are looking for. We're looking for somebody that has empathy, that needs the ability to communicate on different levels. You know, we might go from a really excited person that's getting a decorative tattoo to somebody who's just finished going through cancer and they need to be able to adapt. Are you able to do that? If you're not, that's okay. Then you can go. And thank you so much for coming.
Do you know, that's one of the most powerful things I'd seen when I came into Action Coach originally. Recruitment is not a selection process, it's a deselection process.
Yes,
amazing,
exactly.
Isn't it? It has a massive impact.
Yeah, it's been really good, the deselection process. Like, it just puts them in control. And people seem to be always honest when you do it like that.
So are you a delegator now? Have you made the shift from doing all of the stuff yourself to hiring people, getting and communicating for a day a week? Are you an efficient delegator now?
I'm getting there. I am a delegator and I have a great team. I'm not going to put my hands up and say I'm the most efficient person because I'm still very much learning.
What are the three biggest things you've learned about the power of delegation?
I've learnt that when everyone's passion driven as they are capable. You know, everybody that I've hired is capable, so that's okay. You know, trust that they can do it. Delegation for me is fantastic because it is the chance for me to what I call brain dump. I have so much going on in my mind all the time. I need to get it out. And once it's gone as well. So I will say, I'm going to give you this bit of information right now, but know that it's going to be gone from my mind. So it's really important to take this on and act upon it straight away.
I suppose people pay a lot more attention when you communicate like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a harsh boss at all, but yes, I think so. I think, yeah.
It's really good point though, from an NLP perspective. You're controlling how much information's in your brain. As soon as I share this, I'm deleting it from my mind. So please own it.
Yes, take it from
Please
me.
take charge of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and let me know if you need any help.
Absolutely,
here it is.
Absolutely. But if you do need help, you just need to remind me again of what that thing was.
Yeah.
I need that.
Look, you are on the journey to business excellence. What is business excellence, by the way? What is it?
Wow. For me, business excellence is fulfilling what my client needs to the highest possible standard.
Fulfilling what the client needs to the highest possible standard. Anything else?
Having a happy team that respect you and are driven by the same goals and morals that you have.
Happy team that respect you and driven by the same goals and morals. Nice. If you're allowed a third part in this answer, what would it be?
A business that runs well without you.
A business that runs well without you. Are you on the way?
I'm on my way, definitely. Definitely. I will never stop working.
Yeah.
However, that has to happen in my vision. It needs to be, because this isn't about me. This is about helping the masses.
Very nice. Now, I'm very aware that you have sat in a hot seat before in a coaching environment. Can you just tell the listeners what on earth we're even talking about here?
So, it was one of the most frightening things ever, I have to say. So basically, I have had a business coach for many years, which was life-changing, genuinely life-changing for me. And we do group sessions, and one of the biggest things that we can take from that is to be given the opportunity to do a hot seat, which is where we're coached in front of all the other people, which on this particular day was quite a lot. I don't know, maybe 40 people or something like that. And you are vulnerable. I felt vulnerable, but in a great way. Like, you know, like my brain has been peeled open and everybody has to see it.
Yeah.
And it was an opportunity to fix a problem that I might have. And I'd always wanted to open a Kiri clinic. It was a dream for many, many years. But for one reason or another, I wasn't ready. You know, there's that whole thing, oh, I'm not ready yet. You need to have X amount in the bank, or this team behind you, or this everything lined up perfectly. And the hot seat was with you. And it was just mind-blowing. What happened was, my problem was that I really wanted my decorative tattooing business to grow. And, you know, it's difficult for businesses because as a small business, you start to break the boundaries and turn into a medium business, and then you get hit by VAT and higher tax brackets and things like that. And it's really difficult to push through that. You kind of got to grow massively, or you need to shrink back down and you know, get down. And that was never the case for me. I always needed to grow, which meant for me I needed to take on apprentices. I needed to bring on the next generation of artists and empaths and passionate people to take over this role. And I don't have enough space in my current studio. We've got six or seven artists, 6 artists I think there. And my question was, how am I going to bring on more artists without having the space right now, without relocating? I love where we are. We're in one of the oldest coaching inns in the country. It's beautiful. Yeah, so anyway, the question was, how am I going to create this space? So somebody had pointed out that I wanted to open my medical tattooing clinic. Therefore, I would be moving out of my decorative tattooing clinic at studio into the medical one, making space for somebody else to step into my shoes there. And being put on the spot, I think the first question was, how much money do you need to make this happen? How much money is a Kiri clinic going to cost you? Just on the top of my head, thinking of a figure, let's say 25 grand. And you said, so give me a date then. When you first of all, how are you going to find this money? Bit of brainstorming, everybody else in the hot seat, everybody, all the viewers kind of can chip in, which was awesome, with some great ideas, very inspiring. And then give me a date. So in January 2023, the date that I gave was my birthday, because it was the only date I could think of, which was June the 24th. And you said to me, you need to get me a pitch together. So by the next time I see you, you're going to create a pitch and you're going to tell us how you're going to make this 25 grand. This is hilarious because I was petrified of making this pitch. I was so petrified and so motivated that I went away and decided to skip the pitch and do everything so that I didn't have to do the pitch. So in 8 weeks, I had a premises, I had a lease, I had a license, and came back and went, I can't do the pitch, I'm sorry, I've done it all. I was just, the pitch wasn't going to happen for me. So I'm going to work on that though. I should still do a pitch.
It motivated you in the right way.
Yeah, you did.
You made it happen.
Yeah. I didn't realise that I had that level, actually. It brought out a side of me that really surprised me. And what's excited me the most is the Kiri had been open 7 days, and I realised that I've outgrown it already. That there is way more to that, and my brain I don't feel scared, I don't feel worried. I'm already there in my mind.
Have you got the next clinic ready?
It's not ready, but a massive plan is brewing. It's big.
20 clinics?
20. Yeah, with confidence.
Go big or go home?
Absolutely, yeah. If you want to make a difference, which is at the end of the day why I'm here and what I want to do, then it needs to be.
Yeah, so what would you say to people about getting in the hot seat?
Oh, do it. Do it. Talk openly. Don't worry about anything that anyone could throw at you or question you. I cried. I cried because I was so happy, because it just ignited something in my mind. It made me realise how much I really want this. And I didn't realise until that moment how big it was. And then the following weeks just proved that, so do it. If anyone gets the opportunity, amazing.
Yes, it is absolutely amazing. Now, one last thing I want to talk to you about before we do some quick questions is PR. Because you may not know that you're pretty good at PR. So you've had a lot of PR that's come your way, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
BBC, Sky News. How did you make that happen?
Well, the first thing was I went to John Lewis and bought a suit, a really expensive suit. And somehow things just started following. I set the intention.
What was the intention?
Do you know what? I don't know the thought process, but I just knew that this year needed to be that year where I had a bloody expensive suit.
To go on TV with?
Yeah. No, sorry. I just agreed with you. That is absolutely not true. I did not think I was going to go on TV. However, I knew that this needed to happen for what I need for the points that I need to make. And this isn't about benefiting my business. This is about educating the people that need the services. I need to get on the news. That's the only way.
Is that? But there might be some secret ingredient there. It's not about your business. It's about benefiting the industry or benefiting the consumer.
Absolutely.
Is that what you wanted to stand for?
Oh, 100%. This isn't about bringing in the money. This is about making a difference to the people. That's it. So when I don't know if that would work with every business model, and this wasn't intentionally how things were supposed to be. But for me, everyone connects with that. And that's been the thing that has actually brought me the most PR, definitely. That people say, oh my God, I know somebody that talks so passionately and so openly about this subject. She'll be great on the news, and phone calls come in. And I do put myself out there, with social media. I think it's really important that people are able to connect to me. People buy into people.
Yeah, because you've also done the same on the social side. So you've built quite a large following there.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Again, just being a consistency, actually.
Consistency of what?
Posting and allowing people to see me and who I am. So, I will show little snippets into my life, This year has been one of the most difficult years of my life, and yet the most successful year of my life. And allowing people to see that I'm human, and posting snippets of my life as well as my business and my processes and how I'm connecting with my clients is what builds relationships with people. And it's important that I have relationships with my followers as well. I think, yeah.
Are you proud of it?
I'm so proud. So proud. Unbelievably proud.
And do you think that's a critical ingredient in communicating it and getting the opportunities to communicate? Your pride on the subject, whatever it is. The listeners are all in different industries and different things going on in their lives. Do you think that your level of pride contributed towards socially increasing and the PR?
Without a doubt, because with the pride, crosses many levels, with regard to the sterility, the environmental health. At the end of the day, we're dealing with needles and things like that, and people's health. And when you're proud, you're making sure that that's the best it can possibly be. And I'm making sure that my client walks in and I'm like, Sarah, how was your holiday? There's your favourite drinks out there, because I want them to walk in and feel like they're having the best experience. And the pride is allowing my clients to see as well that it's not me and a business here. This is about them. I would really say to everybody, allow people to see who you are. And it's a very vulnerable place being online and exposed to people. You know, I don't tend to post loads about my children and things like that. I'm so proud of them. But I do have a line. But, you know, as I was saying, this year I had one of the most difficult years. My husband and children had a really bad car accident. It was awful, and they're okay, thankfully. Both my dogs died, and I'm a massive animal lover, and I shared things like that with my clients, and you know, all along my following just continues to rise because I think people want to connect with a human. And when you're going online and you're like, hello, thanks for joining me, and just being very straight, and that's not who you are, people just switch off.
Amazing. Look, yeah, you've just helped a lot of people on several fronts. We've not finished yet. I've got some quick questions for you. What's your favourite book that you've ever read?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say, I'm more of a novel reader,
Right.
and the Celestine Prophecy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really...
See, when you realise that nothing is a coincidence,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's what you do next that matters.
That's right.
I've
Yeah.
also read the same.
Yeah, that's... I'm really into mental well-being, and just being able to connect and share your energies with people, I think is a lot of... Those sorts of books really inspire me. Yeah, I mean, I love business books, of course, but I tend to just touch in on podcasts and things like that. But I'm currently...
And now you're on one.
I'm on one, thank you.
There you go. And what's your favourite movie?
Oh my gosh. My husband will kill me
He will.
because
He
he's
will
a
do.
film buff and I'm not.
What's his favourite movie?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'd probably say Shawshank
Oh,
Redemption
for you
or
or for
something
him?
like that. For him.
What about you? For you? Are you not copying it? I mean, that is
No,
an
I can't even
amazing
say.
movie.
Do you know, if I'm watching a film, I feel guilty that I should be doing some art. That's how I switch off.
Who's your favourite artist?
I can't even
Because there's too many.
say. There's too many. I'm so inspired by everybody. There's a artist now called Sophie T, who is she's a modern artist. She's in Australia. She's painting the female body, which obviously resonates with me because I deal with the female body on a daily basis. Right down to Monet, Van Gogh. It's so deep. And then, do you know what? I'm actually mostly inspired by upcoming artists of today.
Why does that inspire you more?
I really like to see things happening now, and it's really exciting to watch people's journeys. It's so lovely to have social media and to be able to watch someone develop. And we didn't have that joy years ago, if you happen to know Van Gogh, then awesome. But now to be able to see people's creative processes, that's really inspiring for me as an artist. So whether it be a tattoo artist or an illustrative artist.
What's your favourite holiday destination?
Cornwall feels like home to me, so I'm going to say Cornwall. Of course, there's many places abroad that I love, but...
Can't take your dogs there, though, can you?
No. Well, they're dead, so...
Well,
harsh.
yeah, it was, but I'm guessing you've taken the dogs to Cornwall.
Do you know what? We didn't. Have you got dogs?
No, I want the dog, though.
Oh, okay. Well, there's this thing. I don't know if I should go into this, but we learnt the hard way about something called beach diarrhea. Just Google it.
Yeah. It's self-explanatory.
If your
isn't it?
dog drinks seawater, trust me, it is bad news. So, yeah, we didn't take our dogs to beaches.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, my daughter asks this question all the time, and I'll be so sad because to give everyone self-worth.
Whew. We've never had that one. I asked the same question to everyone on this, and we've definitely not had that. To give everybody self-worth. There you go. What would your daughter's superpower be?
Well, we had this discussion about genies
Right.
literally a couple of days ago, and we're talking about whether or not it's okay to wish for more wishes, or how actually that's quite a greedy thing to do.
Yeah.
And we actually did come to the conclusion that that's greedy, and actually bad things can happen when you have too much. So
Good moral to
making
the story.
them wise.
Nice. Are you an early bird or night owl?
A new early bird.
A new early bird. How
Yes.
early?
I get up at 5:45.
5:45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got children, a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old, so there's no choice in the matter.
Nice,
I'm
blend.
so productive in the mornings.
If you could have one day in somebody else's life, who would you choose?
Oh, wow. Oh, my. Oh, my gosh. My brain just did like an Etch-a-Sketch trying to think. There's so many incredible people.
An artist? Or
Oh,
someone?
I can't even think.
Don't force it. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, let's come back.
Who've been the biggest trusted advisors in your life?
My business coach, Mark Dilks, definitely so. And trust him with everything, and to be able to understand your vision and advise you on that. And my parents and husband.
What do you get from your husband that
He's
helps
so
you succeed?
wise and grounding. I can float off into the clouds of ideas, and he brings me back down, and it's so bloody frustrating. However, it's needed. And he's full of such wise words. He's like an owl. So I get offended quite easily. I've always been a worrier. I've felt that I've cared what people think too much, and he's coached me into remembering that we're all different. We can't all like everybody and things like this. And his words are very grounding for me. So.
Nice. Yeah, it resonates that. I get the same from my wife. What's the first thing that the listeners should do once they listen to this?
Well, after you've looked on my website, you should think about your purpose. I think I would just encourage anyone to think about their purpose. And one good tip I can give to getting into that zone. I know a lot of people that find it difficult to switch off, and art. If anyone is ever, people say, I can't draw, I absolutely stand up and say, that is not true. You just need to be shown how. And to do something like art, to go to an art workshop, book an art workshop, you will find all of a sudden that part of your brain can't work anymore, where you're busy and you're clouded by the day-to-day things and happenings. And before you know it, you're in this wonderful, switched off, creative, happy mode where magical things happen. Some of my best ideas have come when I've been in that frame of mind, which I don't think is even a frame of mind. It's just switched off.
Do you know what my favourite part today was? There's a few bits. I think the overall thing is being sat with someone that's got the passion and purpose, that's got the skills, they've broken through the sort of barrier to delegation, to scaling the business up. They've got it to a point where they're beginning to do it without them. And that combined with your answer to the business excellence question was fantastic. The 3 points were fulfilling what your client needs to the highest possible standards, keeping a happy team, and getting the business to run without you. Well, that was really well said as well.
Thank you.
What's been your favourite part
Of
this conversation?
It's always so lovely to talk to you, James. And I think my favourite part has been being able to share what I do with you. I think, I don't know, I feel like not many people know about it, and I just want more people to understand.
Well, they all know about it right now.
The importance of it. Not for me, for them. I feel like I'm a voice, and to be able to have ears that are really listening is a very special thing. So thank you for listening.
Well, we've not finished yet. We're coming back to the one day. If you could have one day in someone else's life, who would you choose? Past or present?
Oh my, this is one of those ones. You've still got me. I'm going to go away. I'm going to be on the train on the way home and absolutely kick myself. I'm going to just pick a wild card and I'm going to say Dawn French.
Dawn French, wild card.
Yeah.
You love Dawn French, French and
She's
Saunders.
Brilliant, yeah. Hilarious. I love that. I love comedy.
Yeah.
And I think that it's really important not to take things too seriously.
Terri Benamore, thank you very much.
Thank you.